Hello, it's Wendy here from the Indigo Blue team with another project. Again, I've been going through my scraps box and bits of extras that I've already printed or stenciled or stamped and embossed. So this time I found this craft card blank that I've already added a piece of old book paper to, and it looks as though I've used this Daisies mask with, I think, yellow ochre and terre verte. So that's already been done on there, so it would be a shame not to use that. This is the butterfly from the Zuri butterfly dance set, so I think we'll use that. And I found this sentiment already stamped and embossed from this set, Mindfulness 1. Here it is. Don't change so people will like you. Be yourself and the right people will love the real you. So I thought that worked really well with the butterfly, given that the butterflies change from being caterpillars and what have you and emerge as these rather glorious creatures. So that's what we're going to make today. So I need to get some colour on here, and I'm going to use the Vivids. I'm going to use my palette. It looks a bit messy, but it'll all be fine. It'll come back to life again when I give it all a bit of a spritz with some water. And I'm going to put a little bit of water on here so I get a good effect. Oops. The water's playing up, but never mind. Okay, I'll just add a little bit of water to this side of the wing. And let's see what we get. Okay, so I've got yellow and green background, so I'll bear that in mind, but I think most things will work fine. So we'll go in with a little bit of the blue, and I'm happy to let it run and blend. So without trying to define each individual flower, I'm just going to let the inks do their thing. So we get that nice painterly look about it, hopefully. Great thing with these Vivids, they're so bright in terms of the amount of pigment that they've got in, and they water down beautifully to make this watercolour effect. Anybody can get really good results with them. Okay, just take a bit of that off there. I don't want it to be too brown. And now the other side, again some clean water. Slightly bigger brush I think for this. And then similarly. It's a bit bright. So we'll just take it off. There we are, that's the wings, and I think I'll just go in with a bit of green to match what we've got on this side as well. So the green is of course Robin Hood, the yellow I've used is Loxley Yellow, the orange is Alan-a-Dale, and the body I'll pop in a little bit of original oak just down there. Just about got enough in my palette. Whoops. Just take that off. Okay, that can go to one side to dry. While we get on with the next thing. So the next thing is just to put some background colour on our sentiment here, and I think that's going to go up on this green side here, so I might bring the yellow across onto this side. So again, oops, just a little bit of water on there and some Loxley Yellow. And that'll work fine. So Vivid's away. And then what I want to do for this butterfly is to give it some antenna. So I'm going to do this with some seed beads. Now I've made one already. Don't know if you can see it. I'll just hold it in my pliers. So here's one little antenna that's going to go on here. So we'll make the other one just so you can see. It's a bit fiddly. We'll see how we get on. So the first thing I need to do is to make a loop at the top using my round nose pliers, and however far down the pliers I put my wire determines what the diameter of the loop will be. I want it to be a reasonable size, not too big, so somewhere in the middle. So I'm going to make the loop sort of there-ish, and then wrap that bit of wire around to complete the loop. As I say, it is a bit fiddly, but it's all good fun. And I'm sure some of you have got far better ways of doing this than I've got. I'm going to switch to my flat edge pliers and see if I can get that around a bit more, and then flatten that piece of wire so that it's not sticking out as a sharp edge. Right, I'm just going to squash that bit together. There we go. Hopefully that's fine. Just a bit more there. That needs flattening. And there we have it. Oh no, not quite. I can still see a bit that's not wrapped and not attached. I haven't gone far enough. Okay, so I'm going to cut that little bit off and then squash. And that'll be fine. Okay, and then all I'm going to do is to thread on some seed beads. I've got a few just tapped out into a plastic lid here, and I'll try and make it more or less the same as that one. So that's going to be the top. So I've got a couple of little round ones. Doesn't matter what order they go in terms of those, but then I've got a long one here. And then a few more, so a bit more choice. Okay. So how many have I got on here, do you think? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I've just put on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, put that to one side. And then I'm just going to do the same at the bottom end, and this will be the bit that sort of hides under the card and sticks away. So round nose pliers again to make that loop. Actually, it needs to be a bit higher up, so I've got some wrapping space. And I think I'll just put it round one more time before we cut it and flatten it. Okay. There we are, that's well and truly got rid of that. So now we've got our 2 antennae for popping on our butterfly. Perhaps I should have done them a bit longer. No, I think they're okay. Once they're in the right place on the head rather than on the wings, they look okay. Right, so I need to attach them to here. So I think I'm going to use a little bit of double-sided tape and a bit of super thick slappy tape. So I'll put some red liner tape on there. That just gets them in position, and then I'll put some slap it on to hold them in place properly. It might be easier actually if I stuck the butterfly down and then inserted these. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So I think I'm going to put this on here just with some glue along the body. So where's my trusty grab and go? Here we go. So I'll leave the wings free. So there's a little bit of movement in it. So I'll just put that down there. And then we'll put some slap it on under there. For the antenna to sit in. So that's going there like that. That's going in there like that. Okay, it'll take a little while to settle and to set. But I think that's going to be okay. Stop faffing, Wendy. There we are, that's better positioned. And I'll go in and clean that up in a minute. And then our sentiments coming up here. And that can go on some double-sided, not double-sided tape, some foam pads. I've got a few that are a bit dried up, so I'll open a new packet and hopefully it will be okay. Might be easier actually just to whack some of this super thick on down the middle, and that'll raise it up and give it some dimension. A lot easier, a lot less hassle. Get it the right way round. There we are. Okay, so there's another card done from bits of scrap that I've got kicking around. Well, I keep calling it scrap and it's not really. I should call it treasure because it's stuff that is there for me to use. I've clearly made it at some point thinking that I was going to use it and then haven't. So at least this is giving it a new lease of life and allowing it to serve a purpose. So there we are. I'm still not sure about that. That's looking a bit... No, I'm going to take that off. Scrape that off. And revert to the original plan, which was the foam pads. Just when you think everything's done. I had some tape, but it was so awful I threw it away. So I'm in the market for a new tape. Right, let's get the paper backing off. There we are, that's better. It's a bit more even in terms of its dimension. So I'll get rid of those bits. Yeah, I'm liking those little beaded antennae. I think they've come out quite well. So there we are. Don't change so people will like you. Be yourself and the right people will love the real you. Hope you've enjoyed my little stash busting video. If you do any stash busting, do share it on the I Love Indigo Blue page. We'd like to see what you've made. It's all good fun. Take care and I'll see you soon. Bye.